In 1941, near Ruby Creek, Washington, a family encountered something inhuman. What they saw was so terrifying, they never returned to their home again. Jeannie Chapman was home alone with her 3 children when she noticed a horrible smell outside. It was like rotting flesh, but as she investigated, she saw it. A towering figure, nearly 8 feet tall, covered in reddish brown hair, walking upright through the field. The creature got closer, not aggressive, it was just watching them. Jeannie gathered her kids and ran to a neighbour's house over 2 miles away, terrified. Later that evening, her husband George returned to find the house disturbed. Massive 17-inch footprints circled the home. Their belongings were tossed around and the livestock were panicked. Word spread fast. Locals investigated. Even cryptozoologists like John Green later studied the case, calling it one of the most credible Sasquatch sightings ever reported. Native tribes in the area believed it matched their legends. A forest guardian, not an animal, but the Chapmans didn't care what it was. They packed up and never returned to Ruby Creek. So you're probably thinking that was just a big man that attacked their home, threw their clothes around and scared the livestock. And yes, you'd be right to think that, but what makes the Ruby Creek incident actually scary and anomalous? Number 1. All the Chapman family members saw the same thing. Jeannie and all 3 of her children described the same creature in consistent detail. An enormous, upright, hair-covered being with reddish brown fur and a flat face with long arms. And kids don't usually stick well to a fabricated story under stress. 2. The thing didn't act like an animal, it was observing. It didn't charge, roar, or attack. It stood still and watched, and it seemed to be almost studying the home. That unnatural stillness, the unhuman size, and sense of intelligence is what scared them, not the typical predator response. Number 3. The size of the tracks was inhuman and consistent. George found footprints that was 17 inches long, spaced far apart like a bipedal gait. There were no claw marks, and the stride of the footprints was longer than any bear or man could make. Investigators photographed and measured them. I'll show them here. 4. The creature left no smell behind. It was only during the event. Jenny reported an overwhelming stench of decay as the creature approached, but when George returned, the smell was gone. That temporary, overpowering odour matches other Bigfoot encounters in the past, where people would report a dead animal smell right before an encounter with Sasquatch. 5. Family never returned to the house. This wasn't a quick scare. The family was so disturbed by this event, they abandoned their house entirely. George never tried to tough it out. That permanent flight speaks volumes about how shaken they actually were about this incident. 6. Locals, including indigenous elders, took it seriously. The nearby St'Salles people had long-standing stories of a being called Sasquatch, described as exactly what the Chapmans saw, down to its smell, height, hair colour and behaviour. This connection to the indigenous locals, it adds credibility to the story.